Hello everybody and welcome back to DanganRonpa 2. I'm your host, Jack Slates. And we are on episode 40-something. This is the second part of the class trial, and it for some reason wasn't uploaded to YouTube and wasn't on my computer, and I have to record it. Re-record it. Re-record it. You know what I mean. Anyways. So, just a little spoiler alert. Not really a spoiler alert, by the way. It's a spoiler alert for me. I have recorded past this class trial, all the way to the end of the game. I did that all in one recording session. The audio is a little bit muddier than I'd like it to be, but I kind of did a impromptu little rush job there. And unfortunately, I didn't do as many sound tests as I did on this video. I did like only 10 on the last recording session, and I was like, that's good enough. And then I listened to it, and I'm like, it's not really that good. And so I was like, well, shit, what do? And I was like, well, I'm just gonna fucking upload it anyway. So, you know what, I'm sorry. All of the episodes after this are gonna have some muddy audio for the rest of the series. Because I recorded it all. I recorded 12 hours in one session. So yeah. Good things are coming ahead. I plan on recording another series. I'll talk about it later. It might be too muddy. One episode, I believe, is the episode where something bad happens. And Nagito is involved. I can't say anything else besides that, but let me just tell you up ahead, there's a lot of shit where he's involved, because Nagito's crazy fucker, as you've seen in the past previous parts. He's going a little off the rails. So, that being said, when something happens, and something, music starts playing. Like, real good. Fucking electric guitar, riffs, guitar solo. I jammed to it. And I turned it up. I turned it up in my OBS, and then you can't hear me anymore after that, because I forget to turn it down until like way later. I forget what I even turned it down. I remember I turned it down before important voice acting happened, which, I mean, realistically, I may have well just, left it on, but hey, who cares? Anyways, for the class trial. So, apologize for the long intro, but yeah. Why, hello there. I thought of a new bad word to call monitoring. What? I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. And then let me say it right away. Let me get my max nice closer to here. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monami, is it serious? Too fat for me. That's much more straightforward than I expected. It's too fat for me, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. That's the perfect jet stream attack, incorporating all three of these would be. Ta-da! Too fatly. How what? There's a fat in there?
Okay, everyone, yeah. All together now. Monami is a serious stupidly.
I did it. Yeah. Okay, we can move on. Monokuma Theater is over. Would I like to save? Sure, why not? See, I have an epilogue in there.
Hello. I hope your day is well.
Thank you,
I'm
Monami.
trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
I see my mic picking up the audio from the game, so I'm going to turn my headset down a little bit. Just that way that doesn't happen as much. I won't turn down the audio for the game at all, just turn down the beat, which is, oh, thank God. I have to force everybody to listen to that awful soundtrack for a little bit longer. So I'm traumatized, by the way, just so you're aware.
I never expected expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
I love
Is
these
it really
characters.
all right to accept a situation so easily?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
Yeah.
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon?
Probably.
Nagito said it, you know.
I mean, it's Nagito, but yeah.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
Yeah.
Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
Yeah.
I see.
There's a way to like have it automatically
It's fine.
progress, and I
Let's
feel
just
funny
leave him
because
alone
I
and find
don't
out who
wanna
killed
hit the
Coach
skip button
Nekomaru
on
as
accident.
fast as we can.
Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything.
Akane!
Excellent,
You're
good to
drooling
know. That's why I want the auto. Hold on. Escape. What's the auto button? On mode is space, okay. It's okay to hit space. Good to know. Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if
Anyway,
he's serious.
if the killer used the building structure,
I have to read
why don't we think about
Hajima's
how they
fucking
used
inner
it?
thoughts, because he can't speak things out loud.
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be
Nekomaru.
better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? Yeah, he was horribly beaten with a blunt object and would be a hill that utilized the building structure. Or would it be? Oh shit. He was falling.
I see!
That's it? I think he might have died from falling.
Yeah.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected,
Yeah.
then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
That's Nekomaru.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
The roof.
That, I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower.
The tower might work.
You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Except
Did you
for
forget how the
distortion.
elevator functions? When it's on the first floor, the door on the fourth floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Calm down, Gundam.
But my gut
It's
is going
okay.
crazy right now.
You sure? You sure it's your gut? Are you sure you're not just hungry? Because we've been starving for 5, 3, 4 days? I don't remember how many days it's been. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in a day myself. I need to do that after I finish recording this fucking stupid video. So, his good night button will fucking force him to pass out. And I'm pretty sure if I remember
When
the
the elevator
tower
is on the 1st floor,
will not move unless, like,
You can't go
there's
through the
no
door on the
movement
4th floor.
in the elevator. It doesn't necessarily
It'd be
make it
impossible to shove off the
like,
victim from up
honestly,
there.
you know, stay in there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object
It
inside.
has to be a moving object, and if obviously
No,
he's,
that's
you know,
wrong!
forced to pass out, and somebody hits the sleep button, he won't be able to move.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
He can't breathe, so you know it's not like it's
Could it
desperate
be
to fall.
his sleep mode?
Yeah.
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I probably should be clicking through this. I'd probably be faster
I
with
see.
the auto.
So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Yes.
Silence, pest!
What? Sonya,
Now
calm
you're
down.
calling me a pest?
Yes, you are a pest. You're a little shit, and I hate you. Fuck you, Soda Man. That's not a spoiler thing. I just hate him. In general. Being a little, simp. He's a simp. That's the word. He's a simp. That's the word we use here in 2020. David. So they probably just wired him up to the
If you
doorknob
arrange
and
it a
broke,
certain way,
and being heavy later on.
you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Yeah.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
No, it's not.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No.
What about the oil on the floor?
No.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
I hate you. Get out of here.
I agree with that.
Sorry, there was black noise or white noise in front of that, so I couldn't hit it. I was like, oh, fuck.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it?
Yeah, they wired his foot up to the
It
door.
might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Yeah.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
Yeah.
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode.
Well, I
Tied
can
the
still
tip
click
of the
through
wire
myself,
into a
because I'm
knot
just clicking through.
and hung it on the
You're
doorknob
done.
to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower and suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
Finish the sentence.
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Too easy.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall?
I mean, that's a
Because
good
if
question.
he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
We see he's like an android phone. He has a sleep timer and an alarm clock. He's even got built-in fucking drink dispensers, if you remember. This is my man Nekomaru. So yeah, clock alarm.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a
Oh yeah, I
wire,
gotta slice in shit.
how would they make him
I was
fall?
paying attention on that
There's
part.
no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Ah! I couldn't.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
Yeah, more than likely. Probably woke
What?
up.
Nekomaru fell on his own?
Yeah. No, I can't slice that. It's me.
Crap. What?
That's not.
Nekomaru fell on his own?
Yeah.
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Yeah.
Allow
There
me
we
to
go.
cut through those words.
I don't know why that particular order matters, but okay. I mean, I probably could point it
What do you
out
think
either
would
way.
happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
Like, realistically, if you
What
think
are you
about it,
saying?
previous question, I
Like,
could have said that,
How would he
and it
even
would have
wake
still made
up?
sense.
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why,
I probably had a really great night last night.
if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right?
Oh shit. What did I do?
Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
Probably try to get up.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
I mean, I'd call more the middle.
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
He's a
Was
heavy guy.
that unexpected for the killer too?
Yes.
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because he struggled. In that case, I shall use my full power! Hopefully that wasn't too loud. People are trying to sleep. I'm kind of letting it just auto. We've seen this before. Hopefully I've always acted it then. Because I'm not doing it now. My throat hurt after that. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Yeah.
Do you finally understand now?
Hopefully.
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said.
No shit.
I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right,
Chris.
Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on
I
this.
don't.
So thanks to that
I
alarm,
don't.
Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still
I'm
hanging
glad
upside
auto
down.
mode is on because I can't handle this.
That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too,
I forgot
right?
about that. For good reason. I suppressed that. It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. But for good reason, I suppressed that. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I could think about happened to him was he collided with the pillar more than likely and that's why he fell over.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
That's
Finally,
going
the
back
pillar!
into the suppression book, boys.
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
That's more like Blinko.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m., and if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Baby
Stop
gang.
calling me Baby Gangsta!
I like
What'd you
baby
just
gang.
say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Cause
It's the
even though I
bear.
slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning. Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m. And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed.
There.
How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Anonymous trade under the stage. Seriously, it's one after another. Okay, so let me explain it out for you guys. Here's the thing. If you remember, Monokuma told all of us that Nekomaru has radio clock that's, getting broadcast signals into the clock, and so it literally can't be messed with. Which means our clock must be messed with. I'm a genius, I know. Actually, no, I've just done this before. Which is the same thing,
We
really.
headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
Yeah, you're wrong. What? That's bullshit.
Crap!
That's wrong, and I can prove it with that.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the
Let's
alarm
play
inside
out.
Nekomaru's chest
Find one that's
was set
truly
for
contradictory.
7:30 a.m.
I need to find one that's truly
Nekomaru died because
contradictory.
of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
An illusion.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Can you not? I'm trying to like
No,
shoot
that's
that.
wrong.
I can't mess with the clock. As I just explained, it's not plausible.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
No way in hell.
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse. Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks. And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
You're lying.
Maybe it's a misunderstanding.
Ooh,
I never
Kawaii
misunderstand.
Gundam
I'll crush
for
you
the
into
win.
dog food.
Brawl piece of flashing. Aww. I should start the clock. What's the mistake? What did I overlook? Maybe if I overthink it and accidentally force myself into a mental space where I'm surfing through my mind trying to find the answers that are locked deep within, I'll figure it out. Whoa. Video game logic. I wasn't paying attention there for a second. I need to pay attention. Ah! I don't think I have the class round up either for, like, the ending for it. I think we just, like, I went straight to the end of chapter in this video, so I have to do that. Wait, what? What Hajime and the understand the time in the building. That was just wrong from the beginning. Or at least somebody changed all of the clocks and went through quite a great pain to do it. You change clocks in your house, like, imagine changing like 4 floors of clocks. That fucking suck, right? I think it sucks. I don't want to do it. I'm lazy. You guys can tell by the lack of videos. Which clock was tampered with? Both. Wait, no, it's the building's clocks. I'm glad I fell there. I'd rather fall than choose the wrong path. Fall either way. Because Mechamaros can't be tampered with. We've stated this. I could accidentally jump over that. I can't. Luckily I have one of the abilities that gives me like fucking stupidly long jump. Oh, that's not the way I should have gone to go through that, apparently. I wonder if I can make it to that other side. I should have said the wrong time. Both houses do. There we go. Yeah. Woo! I wish I could just like skateboard down the whole thing. Oh, also the new Tony Hawk fucked it on out, or at least the remastered for Pro Skater 1 and 2, and I'm gonna play the shit out of it. Come on, fucking stream that
It's
shit.
all coming
It's great.
together.
I tried to hit spacebar to get it to continue. It's left click still. That's
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not
Thanks,
the time to
Nagano.
be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
How long was it since he actually died? What time is it now? Who knows? Unfortunately, his radio clock is broken, so we have no idea. But we have Kane's account, and she remembers the time that he fell at, so it's probably the,
If the time in the
best way to
building
start
was
a
all
band.
messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Believe it, Kane.
Or
Kane
the
said she
scream.
did.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
You heard a loud
Only
thud.
Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough. We would have heard it too.
So I've got to go back through.
There's no point in saying
But
that.
I know what I need to say.
If does not exist in this world.
But since I have to loop, I'm gonna let him finish, you know? Okay.
If the time in the building, then we can only rely. The time of death was clearly 7.
The problem is in our time.
Are there any clues that
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
Ah, no! There!
I agree with that.
I'm glad I have such a huge bar of palms.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling? I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Giant robot man falling
Well,
from at
a
least
huge
4
body
floors.
fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it.
So, yeah.
It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You
Not
probably
me.
didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
So about 2 hours off.
You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge. Excellent work, Akane!
So it was at 5:30. So it's about 2 hours, you know, using the common
I
math.
see.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they could lure out just Nekomaru.
Yeah, because he's the only
If you
one with
messed with
the...
the clocks and used
proper
a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Because, so, like, they all have to wake up at 7 to go to, you know, the Monokuma thing every morning that they've been doing. And so, yeah.
I see.
Only Nekomaru would show up.
That's
because
it.
he'd be the only one
The
who
killer
knows
made
time.
use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
Galaxy brain, guys.
How
I got
did
it.
they use it?
We were required to go to Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning,
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Taichi, right on schedule.
Aw, shit.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
How outrageous. I honestly didn't expect everyone to dish Monokuma Taichi. Yeah, because, you know, we were 2 hours late, except for Nekomaru.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Monami, no.
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
Maybe,
That's not
but
it!
no.
It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Yeah, when you think
Hey,
about it, there's only
why would that
certain
decrease the
amount
number
of
of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
I believe you don't have an alibi for you.
Really?
You are also
Was there
a witness
anyone who
now.
didn't have an alibi at that time?
Quite a few. Most people.
Remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Who is the best? It'd be probably Nagato. 'Cause I'm pretty sure he got one of the nice rooms, and that shit's soundproof.
You're the only one!
If I remember the rooms in
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
Because he slept.
That's right.
Like normal.
Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
Don't.
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Of the
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
Samsung.
You're definitely fucking lying.
Oh, he's not.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
I think Chiaki also had a
I
great
was
room.
in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I have the Supreme Room. So whatever the fuck they're called. Nobody's better than it. Yeah, it's definitely not big enough for Supreme. And D. That work? Yes. I probably should have kept that, but it's okay because we got another. Now I need a U. And an R. I will not need that for a long time. I do need it now. I need an X. Now I need an R. I'm trying to keep the over room because. Okay. Aw, yeah, it's all coming together. Oh! I barely got it. That almost hit my ass and got me. I would have been sad. Trying to do it fast, kind of, because I don't want to spend all day on one
Nagito,
puzzle.
Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right?
Yeah.
If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
Soundproof and have great AC. See? An excellent hair installation. Great AC. Social installation is decent. And the crummy room sucks.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
You know it. You know it,
Now
baby.
then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Oh, hold on a sec!
I'm the
Why
ultimate
does that lead to
reserve.
who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue.
Which
And a
means I'm not
decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow I feel like I understand what's not gonna be. The killer Monday. The killer Midnight Maru. It was him.
You're the only one!
It was Gundam.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that?
Who else
If the
had a
bell of catastrophe
Supreme
rings throughout the
deluxe
night,
room?
it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Sorry, I had a small cough.
Hear what?
So I had to mute my mic.
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Gundam, what'd you do?
Now that you mention it,
Gundam?
Gundam,
There's only one
what
possibility.
did you do?
You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest,
Sorry, got some
the
drink.
killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower.
Uh-huh. Hey, look, let's watch the scene
Which means
again.
when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
Probably.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone and checked the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Oopsie.
Because I was in the lounge.
Good job, Fuyuhiko. I believed in you.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Yes, I believe I've already read that.
But why'd you
I'm
come
not
out?
reading it again.
You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If
should've.
Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out.
But then he would have got fucked.
That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
You should technically
The
have a
answer
total
is
of
10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Have
Are
another
you
cup.
saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
I get blood built up in the
Yet,
back of my
I'm
throat. I
being
don't
suspected
know why.
by
I really
all of
hate it.
you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out.
He's still holding it.
Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
But that's not how we do
You
things.
know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Okay, Nagito, calm down.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it?
Hmm?
At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder.
Wonder what it was.
What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
Do we need Gundam's
But he's
rebuttal?
completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
Was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
I can't. There's obviously something wrong with it. And what's wrong with it? It's back as a hidden passageway, because I'm pretty sure Nagano's used it. He's popped up and went, "Hey buddy, it's going, you fucking suck." And yeah. I don't have a thing for that though. Shit.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Okay, that's what I need to shoot.
As long as
Sure,
that elevator
all.
was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
I mean, that's just true.
But the killer cannot return to Strawberry House.
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
There is. Fucking
How
Nagano
much
knows
longer
about
do
it.
you plan to lecture me?
I'm kinda might.
Why don't we stop this already?
Because we have to start from the very beginning in order to shoot down what you see for.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two.
Incorrect, sir.
No, that's wrong! No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist!
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
And who did that? It was this guy, because he showed up and said, "Hey, Hajime, you're an asshole. You suck."
You're the only one!
I'm calling you out.
Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
I'm not gonna lie, you could have showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down... Surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning, the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Like most buildings,
Plus,
they usually are.
once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Infinity Unlimited
However,
Flame.
once the killer was unaware of the existence of the
What?
final dead room,
I mean, how are you?
There's no way they didn't know.
that is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Yeah.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I mean, I probably would. You're a pretty cool sounding dude. I like your voice a lot. So, you know that wire? Pretty sure that had to come from the octagon. And the only way to, you know, get the octagon,
Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
I have to mash left click.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the octagon.
You know, that
Know
was
the
at
limits of
octagon
your own
wire.
reasoning. You say the killer went to the octagon? Don't bark, you cur!
Do as I please.
If you don't want to at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Oh shit, well I fucking accidentally swiped too many times.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind
Allow me to cut through those
Like,
words!
in order to get through the in order to get the wire, you have to go to the
The
octagon.
wire used to string up Nekomaru's body. The hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower.
He couldn't have got that anywhere else in the funhouse.
Those are all the
except
items
the
that
octagon.
weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the octagon.
No.
There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems
He's not having a good day.
this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case.
Can we skip
But
it
there's
this
no
time?
reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
He's stealing
First
my
of
thunder.
all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties, but even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this,
Yeah.
Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower.
Backflip negative.
There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Bullshit.
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
Yeah.
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
He's mad.
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Hey, so some room.
Your words.
You know, it's like
You
having
said
a
I pressed
empty stomach or a
Nekomaru's
full
goodnight
stomach,
button.
You just got a little bit more room.
However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion.
Probably every.
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I haven't done the event yet. I have to do the game. I have to play the game, guys. Well, no. I have to play the video game in order to make him admit to it.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
I don't know how to
David
reload.
Prophesized! I won't let you!
Is it right clicking? No.
For the Tanaka Empire!
Tab.
Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you!
Whee!
For the Tanaka
I
Empire!
have to play more really.
Wither! Crushed as David prophesized!
Why reload?
I won't let you!
Smash left click. Win.
For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! For the Tanaka Empire!
For the
I won't let
Tanaka
you.
Empire.
For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
So, before Dark.
Do you really think I can get behind him
fucked
so
up.
easily?
I fucked up. I meant to hit Dark, but I
Crushed
hit
as
double
David
instead.
prophesized! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! It's Nekomaru's
Before
Do you
Dark.
really think I can get behind him
There
so...
we go.
This is the end!
I accidentally hit the wrong button. Oopsies.
Even if
Use
you
your
didn't get
fucking
behind
hamster.
Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh?
Oh.
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundam. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Emissary of evil, in accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through Supernova Silver Fox Son D. Oh, wait, no, but truly, this is a skyline lamentation onto the demon mouse. Yeah, he knows how
Now
to
that
have
you
them,
mention
you
it,
know, open buttons.
After Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are.
Yeah.
I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell.
Congratulations.
Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own 2 hands.
I love you, Gundam. You're awesome. It's gonna be sad when you go. Oh, I actually have to do this still. Shit. Okay. I thought because when I did it for me, I wouldn't fucking do it. So, what is going on here? A hamster pressed it. He's fucking with the clocks. Let's just, try to figure out where we are from here. Okay. So, who set the lounge's alarm clock? That is not in here. It was a lounge in the early morning. It's also not in here. What time did Fuyuhiko see Makomaru? Not in here as well. Makomaru's weakness is bullet. Wire wrap around Makomaru's feet? Don't have that either. So it destroyed what after leaving the tower? This, I believe. What was the big weapon at the tower? The hammer. There we go. Okay. New stock. Back to the beginning. So who set the lounge alarm clock? Glad I got that right. Kind of just, yeah. Was the lounge early in the morning? Fuyuhiko? No. Oh wait, no, okay, that's literally him waking up. I should have been probably more noticing of that, but oh well. Wire wrap around Neko's feet. It doesn't show it on this, so that? No. Okay, so that probably goes on the next panel over. No, apparently not. Oh no, probably like way down for when it wakes up. Okay, so that's the alarm going off. Why did Makomaru fall? Because yeah. There we go. Yeah, what don't we have done? 2 is very incomplete. This time? Yeah. Who is in the lounge early in the morning? We don't have that yet. Alright. And then, bam. Last stop. Alright, final images. Which means I can finish off this page. So, that's Fuyuhiko can't sleep. Got a lot of this done, basically. With rumbling noise. Akane did already. We already have that one. So, I guess we did. Yeah.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Oh my neck, my leg,
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime.
Yeah.
First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon.
Gravity.
First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door.
That face, though.
This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Look how proper he looks.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth.
Never.
Ugh. I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe.
Why not?
You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
Yeah, you can.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
I love his voice acting. It's just so good. Just so good. That did really good. Yay! That's what happens when you've done it once already. Now it's definitely gonna watch
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Oh, crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Good job, Monokuma. Had a clap for him. I remember this being really dope, but I forget what it was. Also, we're great on time. It's like only an hour and 9 minutes in. For part 2 of a class trial. I shouldn't be getting shit. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. I'm pretty sure I get an achievement for it too. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Mechamaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Yay, I said it all without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish it until we hear from the gun.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to one who is lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I should correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Mechamaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake.
Fine.
Mechamaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost. And died.
Damn it!
Lost and died.
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If he was just trying to cling to life, there's so many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain. Fine then, I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Mechamaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Mechamaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I can't speak. Hold on, let me get a drink. Oh shit, it's on auto. Fuck. I think I should say I expected as much from Mechamaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. But we had ourselves stared down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
Fight that risked life and death?
Let me tell you this.
He was serious, too. He gave it his all to try to kill me.
Huh?
If I died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Mechamaru really did that? Can we have a fight animation?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
This scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great line.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka! Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me! I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance!
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might! I won't go easy on you! Don't even think about holding back! Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics! Give me everything you got!
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I'll not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell you this.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Hey, you're telling us to wait until we starve to death? I rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. How do you mean that you'd rather die?
Fall, my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard the term dog-eat-dog? Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well!
This is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this world.
If the world would consider that justice, then I will fight this world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
You're saying that all just justified what you did?
But
But it sounds like Nakamura felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall, my tears.
Even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime?
you...
Hey, what about the final death room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well,
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime with much resistance, or without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? Can't believe you'd ask such a foolish question.
My name is Gundam
Who do you think
Tanaka!
I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way to sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade like dust in the wind.
Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, got it. I prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
please wait!
This is just too
I
much.
beg of you!
Please, Monokuma, please help Gundam.
huh?
Sonia,
I beg of you!
I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Good. It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind, however.
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I love Gundam. He's great. I miss him. Already. What? Hot. And it did nothing. Wait. What? I don't... What? What? No. No. Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I understand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
Damn it! I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spend so much time worrying about each other and things ended up like this. You're all full of shit. Every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me.
The worst.
Damn it, why am I so weak?
Oh.
Such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell. And I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. 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 All of this could be simplified just by him just, continuing to move on. But, the extrapolation. They need to have it. If don't, everyone you thought would die and will have died in vain. We cannot allow it.
Hey!
So long as you can stand around chattering. Class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on. How much longer are you going to keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey, hey!
Hold on a sec, the mood shift is too damn fast.
Not like that.
Well, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? This certainly is something else. But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
Let's go back now and eat. And then, after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then, let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. With this, the class trial has come to an end. Once again, we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished. But despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial. At that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming up before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. No, you don't. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. Never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way that file had just Hajime's information.
Well,
Guess they're too busy with other matters, or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life.
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
Alright, Monokuma has arrived. You summoned me.
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the lonely little Nagano. Are you all alone tonight, too?
What's the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary. I see, so you can tell. Perhaps you found out who the traitor is? You know me well.
Wow.
That's what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't done that yet. I see, so you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is gonna take a little more time.
Hello.
So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally gonna confess your love?
Hey,
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about a special prize from the final bedroom. Oh yeah, what about it? There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
you don't even know?
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope Peak Academy, right?
Of course.
That's right, I was reusing stuff from the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
But
This file even contains information about the traitor. Was that person a former student of Hope Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
hey,
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? It's my job to heat things up. It's okay if I do small things like that, right?
well,
That's not my point.
right?
My point is, you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all
Well, you're
riled
slightly
up.
correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I knew who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Bonnie after losing your magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Their existence means nothing, huh?
No.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different.
Shing!
After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's been putting you guys through this awful stuff. That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I...
If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is. I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you too.
Well,
I knew you'd say that.
Hmm.
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
you're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, sad ladders for such as myself in despair exist. I need a drink. I've been going at this for an hour and 30 fucking minutes almost. Ah, much better. You're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, you must be extremely unlucky.
Like...
But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're involved in something like this.
Well,
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
you don't know?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? Can't rely on anyone on this island, that's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could be called Bosnia. Two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him.
Hey,
There's one more thing I want to ask.
see?
What are you waiting for on this island? Looks like I'm right again. You definitely were waiting for someone on this island. This person you're waiting for already on this island.
Hey,
I'll answer my question.
That's...
If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting? Yeah. There more? Nah, it's the clock. Doing its thing. Turning a little bit. Show us the proper time. 5 days left and 11 hours. Well, hot damn. That is the end of a chapter 4. And I believe we start off the next episode directly into chapter 5. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna see before I just, skedaddle. Before I just end this here video. Yay, obtained the Hellhound earring. Yay. Sure, why not? I'll save. Let's just save right there. After being released from the funhouse, we went on back to our less than ordinary lives. Yeah, okay, I definitely recorded this already, so you guys can see this next time. Peace out.